welcome to Wildcard Reads. I'm Wildcard Angel, and today we are here to go over all the books that I read during the first half of July. So far this month, I've actually read 9 books, and I think I've only had like 2 5-stars, so let's get to it. Starting off, we have The Black Witch. The Black Witch is definitely more of like a dark academia style of writing. In The Black Witch, our main character doesn't realize that she has any magic at all. She actually comes from a lineage where her grandmother, I believe, was one of the most powerful witches. And her grandmother was the Black Witch. She happens to look exactly like her grandmother. And everyone's expecting so much from her, but she hasn't been taught magic. She has actually lived with her uncle this whole time, and she's been extremely sheltered. She has no idea how to perform magic, and she also has no idea what is going on in the world of politics. She always claims that she's not very political. When she's sent off to university, that completely changes. She starts to find out what is actually happening in the world around her, and politics play a huge role in this book. I definitely recommend it. I actually gave this book 4 stars. Truly, Madly, Magically. This is the 3rd book in a series, and I am absolutely loving this series. This was a 5-star read for me, as well as the first 2 books in the series. Now with this one, our narrator does change for a 3rd time, and now our narrator is the half-human, half-witch of the friend group. She finds out very early on in the book that she is actually pregnant, and she has been pregnant for 4 months, and now she has to tell the father. They used to date back in high school, and throughout the series what we've learned is their relationship was very toxic and they do not like each other. But on one night every year, they allow themselves to be with each other. And that's how this pregnancy came to be. So aside from their relationship and the pregnancy and all the drama that's going on in that, the friend group is actually preparing for the competition to see who is going to be in power. I don't want to reveal anymore. I don't want to ruin the book for you. Definitely check out this entire series. I'm going to continue it. The 4th book is released, I believe, sometime in September, and I will absolutely be picking up the 4th book. Delicious Monsters. This book was incredible. I absolutely love this book. Okay, so Delicious Monsters is a story where a girl, there's so many twists and turns and information. I have to think what I'm going to say to you. So in Delicious Monsters, our main character is, I believe, about 17, and she had a relationship with an older gentleman who was in college. It was an inappropriate relationship, but that relationship ends, and he pretends that it never happened. After finding out that her mother's uncle, I do believe, has passed away and left them a house, she decides to say, "Yes, Mom, let's move to that house." This house has so much history. This house is insane. No one wants to really tell her the history of the house. No one really wants to tell her the history of the town that they're moving to, where her mother actually used to spend summers with her father. And her mother and father are separated, so they have a non-relationship, more or less. And she only gets phone calls from her father every Saturday. So she has very much so been living in the dark. And the creepiest thing about this, it gets a lot creepier, but in the beginning, the only thing that I'm going to tell you that the book will very quickly lead on to is that she sees dead people. Literally. She can see the spirits of people who have passed and are still lingering about. This book is so good. There is so much more to it, and you definitely need to check it out. I gave this book 5 stars, and I would highly recommend it. The Great Witch of Brittany. This book I rated 4 stars. I enjoyed this book. It's not a highly recommend for me, I guess. Definitely if you like historical fiction, if you like hearing about the different generations of women who were witches, and it is gypsy magic. It's very cultural in that sense. And there's a lot of horrible things that do happen in this book. It is set back in time, so we know the history of what has happened throughout with people, and that is definitely in the book. I would recommend this book if you like historical fiction and if you like witchy vibes. Again, it's not a highly recommend, but I did enjoy it. I did give it 4 stars. And if you're interested, check it out for yourself. By the Book. By the Book was also a 4-star read for me. I did enjoy this book. Somewhere along the end of it, though, it felt very predictable. But if you are looking for a spunky, cute rom-com, billionaire romance, definitely check it out. It's a very quick, very good summer read. Again, this one wouldn't be like a highly recommend. I did enjoy If the Shoe Fits, the first book of the series, a lot more than I did this one, because somewhere towards the end-ish, it just kind of, I don't know, it started to feel extremely predictable and started to fall flat for me. But again, 4 stars, By the Book. If you're interested, check it out. You Made a Fool of Death with Your Beauty. This one, 3 stars. Based on the title and the cover, I was expecting so much more from this book. I really wanted this book to have a meaning and a purpose, and I wanted to love it, but it really just, it gave me the ick. I did not enjoy any of this book, let's be honest, but it was over 100 pages. They wrote a book and someone might like it, so 3 stars. In this story, we are following the main character who has lost her husband about 5 years prior. She hasn't really been in the romance world. She hasn't gone out. So she finally, after 5 years, decides she's going to start going out. She's going to see people. She's going to try to move past this loss. Her husband was more or less her soulmate. So she goes out and she parties a lot. She makes a lot of messy decisions. And she ends up on vacation with a guy who she wants to take it slow with. From there, it gets even more messy. You should check it out if you're interested. Basically, it's 2 people. I'm not going to tell you the twist. You're going to have to find out the twist for yourself. But more or less, it's 2 people who have lost someone, finding each other, and deciding that even though it's kind of a forbidden love, that they are in love, and that's basically the story. But the way it happens and who it happens with, that's for you to find out. Again, for me, 3 stars. Liar's Beach. This was also a 3-star book for me. I did not connect to the characters. Okay, so more or less, I'll give you a little overview of Liar's Beach, and it's basically a murder mystery where a scholarship university kid goes on vacation with his rich friends and stays with them at their rich parents' beach house, more or less. And then there is a murder. That's the story. It is a murder mystery. There is some messiness in between. If you like murder mysteries, definitely check it out. I'm not huge on the murder mystery front, so it just wasn't for me. So I said 3 stars, but if you're interested in murder mystery, you like those kind of stories, and you like reading about rich kids, give it a try. Incidents Around the House. This story, I gave 4 stars. This story was actually so much more than I thought it would be. There were so many underlining meanings and truths about humanity in this story than I was expecting. I was honestly expecting this to just be like a creepy boogeyman in the closet kind of vibe, and it turned out to be so much more. I highly recommend this. I actually immersive read it. So to let you know, if you do immersive read it or if you do just listen to the audio is actually done in the voice of a child. So I was told that it gives an extra creepy factor, but honestly for me, it just made it that much more sad. Oh, this story is heartbreaking. It's heartbreaking. There is creepiness to it, but for me, I was able to look past that and see more of the traits of humanity within it, and it's a lot. It was honestly more of a heavy read for me than I thought it was going to be. But definitely 4 stars. If you're interested, I highly recommend give it a try. Book of Night. Book of Night, I also gave 4 stars. Now, in this book, we follow a character who is a thief. Has pretty much always been a thief, but they're a recovered thief. They're no longer stealing. They're no longer in that life. She has become a bartender, and something forces her to go back into thievery, and she ends up working for some really bad people, stealing some very mysterious items. You should definitely check this out if you're interested. Now, I did read this. Like I said, this is all the books that I read in the first half of July. I would actually recommend this more for a fall winter read, because it just didn't have summer vibes at all. But it was still a good story, and there is a magical, mystical part to it, and it's a magic that I'm not used to. I've never heard of this magic, and maybe you have, but the shadows themselves are magic, and your shadow can come to life. Your shadow can be stolen from you, literally cut off from you. It's very different, very original, and like I said, 4 stars. If you're interested, check it out. Thank you guys so much for watching. That is all 9 books that I read in the first half of July. Ugh, it was a lot. I'm reading a lot. So this summer, if you've noticed, I've actually been doing a no TBR summer, and I'm reading so much more. There is a good chance that I may never do a TBR again. I feel like the TBR was actually keeping me from reading more books. We'll see how the rest of July goes, and I will be back at the end of July to let you know what else I read. As always, click all those buttons. Thank you so much again for watching, and I'll see you next time.